everyone. Here's another video. Here's a picture of me rubbing my cat. Say hi, cat. Yeah, who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty? Sorry about that. I just had to play with my cats for a minute. Yeah, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I actually have 2 piercings. Sorry about that. I was just texting someone from the Sickles where I go to, and yeah. Anyways, I'm super excited because I'm actually going to Slaughter Beach in a few days, and yeah. Unfortunately, it's my job to figure out fun things to do while on vacation, and unfortunately, like I said, I don't really like that job. Well, it's part of my job, but it's not something I really like and like doing anyways. So, yep. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I am itchy. The bugs are high this season, and woo! Do I have a bug bite infestation. Anywho, I can't wait because I'm going to get some pizza in a bit, and yeah, anyways, I'm super excited about going to Slaughter Beach this Wednesday through this coming Wednesday, so it'll be like the 20th, I think. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's probably going to be like the 17th or something, I forget, to the 20th. 15th to the 20th. And then the 21st is going to be my younger brother's pizza party. The same day as my back exam, because I don't know if you noticed, well, you probably can't tell because just by looking at me, but I have scoliosis, and unfortunately the thing is, because I'm losing weight, it's killing me. So that really sucks the life out of me. And, so yeah, unfortunately, I also have autism. Like I said, I mentioned this, in my family history, I forget what video I mentioned it, but I do have autism. It's not as, predominant as some of my best friends who have autism, but it's definitely there. I mean, people have noticed that I've actually had, that I've been complaining about back pain so much, but it's the reason I am complaining about back pain is because, I'm losing weight, my back is killing me, and 2, it's my autism. No, that's just because of my back pain. I'm just in a bunch of pain. Recently, my joints have been killing me. But the other thing is, now that I am about, 20 pounds lighter-ish, I am, unfortunately, this shirt here, it says it's a size 0, but it's probably more like a medium. It's now loose on me. As you can tell from the way I'm fidgeting in it, it's like, oh, geez, I need to buy new clothes, and I need to buy new shoes, and I need to buy new everything, because pretty much all the clothes I used to fit into when I was 20 pounds heavier are now a little too loose, or they're fitting weird. It's fitting weird on me, or it's not fitting right on me, or it's not that all these clothes are old. It's just that they're all fitting weird on me because now that I'm losing weight and pretty much everything's shrinking, this, which used to fit me perfectly, is now kind of you can see here. Oh. And the way my autism affects me is if oh, jeez, I can't really, it affects me just in the sense that I sometimes complain of things, or sometimes don't have social skills memorized or whatever, but it's not like that. It's just it's very minor. I was up until the 7th grade, I was on the special needs list or I had a paraeducator or whatever. Even though I was on the main teacher's list, there was a paraeducator always in 80% of my classes. in most of my classes, there was a paraeducator, and because I also had a tied tongue when I was a kid, and unfortunately, let's just say a couple of weeks ago, I was sick and I wasn't feeling too hot, and I said, oh look, there's shitties. Shetland dogs. I literally mashed together the word Yeti and Shetland dog. Oh man, that definitely shows that I'm kind of related to my Aunt Jackie. Although technically the thing she do is like mix up words, like I have to go dry blow my hair and say things like ilkamuki, like cooking milkies or something like that, or or momlo or something like that. It's mashing words together. And unfortunately, I was also starting to have a hard time talking, which I don't know if anyone's actually noticed that, but the reason I do that is because, the reason I do that is just because I kind of sort of have I had this tight, as I said, I had a tight tongue as a kid, and I was having to have speech therapy. Yeah, I had to have speech therapy as a kid, and sorry, I'm scratching my leg because it is itchy, and anyhow, so I had to have speech therapy as a kid, and what happened was I got pretty good. I'm pretty good at talking, although sometimes I need sign language to sort of help people understand what the heck I'm saying, and if I don't use sign language and I just start slurring my words or having a hard time talking, or I don't know, something like that, my speech impediment will come out, and most people will notice it, and most of the time that doesn't really happen, but if it does, oh, sorry, yeah, sorry, oh, my back hurts, sorry, so I had to use my right arm here. If you're wondering what the heck is wrong with my arm, it's just pain, okay? So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so unfortunately, when my speech disorder does come out, it's, most people just chalk it up to me being tired, or, well, in the case of the last time, like a couple weeks ago, I was sick. So, okay, ow! Yeah, I gotta just be careful with how much I move my arm, so, that's actually, unfortunately, a symptom of my back. There's a lot of symptoms that I have on my back, and that, unfortunately, kind of affects most of my daily life. Unfortunately, my scoliosis. Anyways, so unfortunately I was sick like a couple weeks ago, so I just started slurring my words, and I'm like, oh man, I must be tired, because, like I said, that the speech impediment hardly ever comes out, and if it does, it would maybe come out just because I'm like tired or whatever, and okay, oh jeez, why do I not have bug spray, and why do I have such sweet, oh jeez. Sorry, I'm like itching through like most of this, but yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, most of the time it doesn't come out unless I'm like really freakishly tired, or if I'm sick and I'm having a hard time talking or whatever. So it's like, oh great. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm also having a little bit of allergy. So my lungs aren't exactly functioning correctly. So, anyways, yeah. So I did tell my friends that, sorry, I got another text. That was just like an alert for, I don't drive because of my muscle disorder, which is unfortunate. Another unfortunate side effect of my spine. So yeah. So I did mention to my friends that I was sick, and unfortunately couldn't come to a missionary send-off, which was actually to one of my newest friends. He actually entered the MTC, which is short for the Missionary Training Center, on Thursday? Wednesday? I don't know. I forget where it was. But I know he left on probably like Wednesday or something. Wednesday, Thursday, I forget when, but yep, that's pretty much anywho, so yeah. So, like I said, I have a muscle disorder, which unfortunately is, well, pretty much what happens is I have really bad muscle spasms, and, pretty much what happens with that is I lose control of my left, well, and it's different for everybody who has muscle spasms. Unfortunately, with me, it's connected to my scoliosis. I thought, like I said, this is a long time ago. When I was like 16, I stopped growing, which is good. So that meant my bones were done maturating, if that makes sense. And then I went to the chiropractor and the physical therapist, and got it straightened out as much as we thought we could. And then, unfortunately, the thing is, that only corrected my rib cage. So from the rib cage up, I don't think there's as big a curve in my back as there was when I was like 12, 13. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be there. It's unfortunately, the thing is, you can't cure scoliosis. The best you can do is maybe try to treat it, or maybe straighten it out the best you can, or try and limit the curve, if that makes sense. And so what we did was, luckily I didn't have to have surgery, I didn't have to have a brace, I didn't have to have any of that stuff. But what I did have to do was physical therapy. Physical therapy. What else do I have to do? Physical therapy, chiropractor, massage therapy, orthotics. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But there's also like other therapies, like bracing and surgery, and here's actually what's funny is I was looking up this, and it turns out that it's also connected to my diabetes. But people who have scoliosis tend to have lower melatonin in their system, and so when I saw that, I was like, because here's the thing. You wouldn't think that hormones and your spinal cord are connected, but it turns out they are. And unfortunately, the thing is, I guess this also is contributed to why I have diabetes too. Yeah, but apparently I have low melatonin levels, which is probably one reason why my curve is so bad right now. Anyway, that's the reason it's so bad, is because I apparently have low melatonin. Well, my hormone levels are off, which also probably explains why I have diabetes too. Yeah. So here's the thing. I also have diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Unfortunately, the thing is with that is I know how to cure that. I don't, however, know how to cure my scoliosis as easily, because I just don't know how to cure my scoliosis. There is no cure for my scoliosis. There's only treatments. There's treatments for both my scoliosis and my diabetes, but let's just say that the stuff for my diabetes is more available to me than say my my scoliosis. Like my scoliosis plan right now is just swimming, going in the hot tub, doing like massage therapy with like back stuff, like sitting on a back chair with heat or laying on something, and a butt ton of painkillers. Because trust me, I'm losing weight, which is good for my diabetes. It's also good for my back, but unfortunately, what to say, it hurts my back more than it does my diabetes. Unfortunately, the problem with that is there's actually a lot of resources for people who need both diabetes and scoliosis. There's a lot of things that your weight can probably affect. So I do know that, but I do know it's probably more of an issue if you have, say, type 1 diabetes and scoliosis, because let's be honest, if you are overweight and you have a bad back, it's probably going to kill your spine. And if you are type 1 diabetic and let's just say there's an eating disorder, sort of, I don't think it's really on the eating disorder record, but it's called technically it's called diabulimia. It's where type 1 diabetics mishandle their diabetes medication, and pretty much with that is where it's pretty much where you give yourself less medication than what you actually need for your condition. So if which can bring a whole host of issues. With my scoliosis, well, here's the thing. I became flexitarian so that way I can sort of like have weight management, and that way it'll be easier for me to manage my weight. Although I do prefer vegetarian things over non-vegetarian things because of my my scoliosis and my back my scoliosis and my muscle disorder are actually allergic to it. It's like I can eat it, it's just I throw it up. The meat, I mean. I will literally be throwing up the meat that is if it's predominantly a meat thing, then I'll probably just throw the majority of it up. My brother actually made something once, like a few weeks ago. I think it was I forget what it was. It looks like a beef casserole or something like that. I forget what it was. But I'm like, oh, I can't eat that because I'm allergic to it. But then he was like, hey, are you sure you don't want one? I'm like, fine. I'll have a small piece of it. And then later I threw it all up because I got sick. Because my body can't actually handle certain types of meat because of me being allergic to it. So, yeah, I can... So when I unfortunately became flexitarian, I can only eat small amounts of red meat or processed meat, and I can eat chicken, fish, or most chicken and fish with no problem, and I can also eat like vegetarian alternatives, no problem. My body just can't handle certain types of meat because of me being allergic to it. And what's actually interesting is before my body was actually able to handle like chicken and fish and stuff, I actually went like, I don't remember, again, this is like a couple years ago, technically it was actually 18 months ago, but in any case, what happened was I went maybe a couple of weeks, it was probably more like a couple of weeks, and I realized, what's funny is I checked my weight, I'm like, oh, I'm actually down 5 pounds, and what's funny is even though, 5 pounds in 2 weeks is not that big a deal, I was able to lose 5 pounds, maintain them, and have no muscle spasms for the whole 2 weeks. I'm like, huh. And I told my mom, she's like, oh, maybe we should go vegan. I'm like, I think this is fine. I mean, look, I have to take my medication anyways, even though, yeah, it's a big pain to, it's a big pain in the rear, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah, that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about, so, yep. Bye!